Great morning, holy brothers and sisters. On this thoughtful Thursday of April 26th, it is also the 26th day of the Omer for those counting. It is the 11th of Iyar, and in the Kitzur Likutei Moharan, today's lesson will be called Boiling Blood. Yivarchenu Elokim, from teaching number 75, May God bless us. Psalms 67:8. The traits of competitiveness, argumentativeness, and contentiousness are all derived from the blood which a person has not yet used to serve God. For each person must see to it that he serves God with every drop of blood that is in him, namely by speaking words of Torah and prayer. Then he will merit peace, and he will entirely eliminate from himself every trait of competitiveness and argumentativeness. We know that when somebody is angry, we say that their blood is boiling because there's a heat and there's a fire of that evil inclination, and we have to put that out with the water of Torah. By speaking words of Torah and prayer, a person elevates all the fallen sparks of holiness. All the fallen worlds are thereby rectified and rejuvenated, and it is considered as if he has created heaven and earth and all the worlds anew. Therefore, a person must speak only holy words and no others, in order to elevate the sparks of holiness and to rectify all the worlds. Through this, the coming of Mashiach will draw closer speedily in our days. Amen. So we say even words that have fallen and become tarnished can be transferred through Torah and Teshuvah. There is nothing that's ever too far or too gone. Whatever a person's done or said, he can always rectify that in his life to come back closer to Hashem. It is necessary to speak many words of Torah and prayer until one's body is completely nullified and is absolutely nothing. The way that a person merits this is through the trait of fear and awe of God. By means of this trait, he merits peace, through which all blessings are elicited. We know that peace brings prosperity, productiveness, and all produce. And this is why peace in the home, Shalom Bayis, is so important, because with it, many blessings come, like income, and if not, God forbid, people have these pipelines that are all clogged, but we have to bust those open in order for God to be able to bring our bounty through them. And Vayihi achar dvarim ha'eleh, this is teaching number 76, it was after these events from Genesis 22:1. By trusting in God, whereby one looks to and waits only for God and trusts in Him only, a person thereby creates a vessel to receive influx of bounty, and he merits that his influx of bounty and his livelihood will come to him when he needs them. This is the explanation of the verse, the eyes of all look to you, from Psalms 145:15, and through this you give them their food at its proper time. Ibid. That is, at the very time that they need it. People think that they have to have $1 million in the bank and everything for security and peace of mind, but the truth is that there's nothing that's assured or definite in life. The same way that God gives you everything, no matter how much money, no matter how much health, no matter how many houses or whatever you have, God can, God forbid, take it away in just an instant. So don't feel so safe and secure with what you have. Know that everything comes from Hashem. So even if you don't have, Hashem can bring it to you in a moment. And that was the lesson of the manna in the desert. When the man fell from the heaven, people could not stockpile it in their houses and save for a whole week, because if they did, it started rotting and smelling, and everybody knew what they did for a terrible way. They had to wake up in the morning and know that even though they had nothing in their cupboards, God would make it fall from the sky, and they would have exactly enough for every person in their family for exactly the amount that they needed. So they relied on Hashem every single day and every morning. We have to take that lesson into our lives when it comes to earning a livelihood. Don't worry about what your paycheck says. Don't worry about how much money your boss says you're going to make in bonuses. Hashem is going to be the one to provide for you. And if you put your absolute trust in Him, not only will you have it, but you'll have it at the exact time that you need it. And there are countless stories of how many miracles happen when people have no money or owe so much money, and all of a sudden out of nowhere these things pop open because they believe in Hashem. They say the chapter of Manna every day to show that they remember where their money comes from and to who they put their trust in. As always, thank you so much for learning together. If you enjoyed this lesson, please remember to like, comment, share, and borrow. And please God, we'll learn again tomorrow.